Dun, 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 dun. Oh, what is up? Oh, it's been like 2 weeks since I've streamed. For good reason. I was burnt the fuck out. I needed to get away from the game for a little bit. Um, after two straight cycles of like playtesting the hell out of every single cast nominated deck that there was, and making my own stuff and all that. I just got a little burnt out from streaming, from Marvel Champions. Burped a little bit. Um, so I took a little time off. Got away for a little bit. Played some other games mostly, and I decided to come back. And well, what did I decide to do? I went to the review requests. That's what I did. It's like, you know what? Let me go in there and see what's up. So today I'm actually going to play test a new creator's creation, I guess, which is Skelly's Betsy Braddock, aka Captain Britain. Um, I've already noticed a few things when I looked over it a little bit, but I'm gonna save all that for the end and just play the game and have some fun. If you can't tell, there's Radioactive Man, which means I'm Claw. Claw's out here. Also, my cat is being annoying because I am started talking, which means I must be eligible to give her treats. And that is not happening because it is 2:07 in the morning. All right. So I've already done, this setup. I've discarded cards and gotten this. This is in play. He's got his hit points. He's got his main scheme. He's got his defense network. I should probably do this real quick. Since Psylocke does not have a hit point tracker, or Britain does not have a hit point tracker, just so I can keep track of that. Also, it's been so long since I've streamed that I totally forgot to open up Twitch on my other computer so I can monitor the no chats that are going to happen. Let me pull that up real quick in my cardboard box of computer. Hurry, please. Thank you. Get this. Some VTubers on the front page. Good for you, VTuber. Create Twitter dashboard. God, my other computer is going slow as shit right now. Yes, kitty meow. Yes, kitty meow. All right, while I wait for that to come up, let me go ahead and draw the hands here. So I'm actually going to be playing 2 aggression characters because I did not feel like changing Psylocke, who I'll be partnering Captain Britain with, into anything but aggression. Frankly, there's not a lot of psionic support right now for anything but protection and aggression. I know I made a custom justice card, but I would not say that is enough to justify playing psionic in anything but aggression right now. It's just not the fucking support for it. Let's go ahead and look through these hands. So, yes. So I looked through her deck a little bit. She's got a lot of these exhaust and discard sonic upgrade abilities that help power her deck. So we'll see how that works. I did not draw any of her specific psionic cards. Let's go to these. Do I get rid of this? I think this will be better later on when I actually have her board set up. Do I want to get rid of Psychic Renewal? I mean, that is the question. Nah, I don't think so. This is not great. I was hoping to get one of her upgrades. She's got a ton of upgrades. Cannon, how you looking? It's like sheathing, good, because I want to get your sword first turn. Get this. Get this. Temper, sorry. Get this. Draw 4 more cards. Alright, it's a hand. It's a hand. Alright. So the thing is she gets this out. So I have to spend mental resources. Discard a psionic upgrade. I do not have psionic upgrades. Because there are not a lot of them. Even with what's included in this deck, there are not a lot of psionic upgrades. So, can't use her ability. I can exhaust this and spend a mental to get 3 magic counters. Also, that's another thing real quick. There, let's get rid of this. To get the 3 counters. And it flips this card. And oh, flip. Those for athletic conditioning. She's 2 on 1 and a 3. It's that. Can't do anything with this. So nothing in my hand is useful. So let us remove 2 threat from defense network. Got this problem in front of me, but that's just what it is. Over to Cannon. Does not have her sword, so as an action, she's going to find a copy of her sword. Should go ahead and do this too. So she's a 2 on 2 and 4. Flip her back over. I got my katana. I don't really need Greycrow's cabin right now. Shinobi Shawl can go away. To get my sword. Alright. Do I spend... No, I don't spend the rest of these for athletic conditioning as much as I would like to. Because we're going to immediately put this on Sonic Sheathing onto the katana so that now these are both permanent. And then I'm going to flip. I have to attack with my normal 2-1-2. I will then, what do I want to do here? Let's smack Radioactive Man for 1. The cost of the next card play this turn is reduced by 1, which means I can play Side Blades. Do I play Side Blades? I think actually, you know what? Because it's going to cost 1. Yeah. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. No, I'm grabbing a new one. It has been a minute since I played this, I guess. Then, after I play a Sonic card, I can ready this. I will then attack and defeat Radioactive Man. And we will smack Claw for 1, which reduces cost next card. I play by 1, but I don't have a fucking hand, so it doesn't matter. That will end her turn. 5 cards. That will end hers. 5 cards. Do I want to get rid of this? Yeah. Those are going to be useless until I get Sonic upgrades. If I get, look, the Psylocke upgrade. Okay. That's another reason I need to put her changeable counters, because these cards remove shit from her. Alright, so we will start off with 1-2. Attacks Captain Britain. So take it. For no damage. Attacks Psylocke, and Betsy will block it with Defend the Other World. She is declared the defender without exhausting, so she's going to defend for 1. Oh wow, 2 Masters of Mayhem. I shuffled the hell out of this deck. So that's 3 damage. Get in there, please. And then she gets to search her deck and discard pile for a psionic upgrade and put it into play. Oh yeah, I would reduce it by 1. I got back on this. All right, encounter and encounter. I fucking hate that card. It exhausts me. There's the power to melt. There he is. All right, immediately off rip. Let's smack him for 1. The sword, which reduces the cost of the next card to play that by 1, which means that we will use this to get the X-Jet into play. I do have a psionic, which I shall use. Power the Mind to Side Bleeds for 4 damage, which will defeat this guy, which will ready the Psykatana. Reduce the next card. I play this turn's cost by 1. But this is a defense card. Or this, by doing this, I actually reduce it by 1. So we'll do this. But I can't play it. So I'll just remove the last 2 threat off of this. And that's going to end her turn. Other Psylocke. The former Psylocke. Betsy Braddock. So anything I do here would be fucking overkill. Best defense for Psyblade. I get +2 attack, -1 defense. I can't use anything else in my hand. So, resource of any type. Put a search for this deck. I search my discard pile for a Sonic and put into play. Okay. Well, there are no Sonic upgrades in here. It's just all events. So she can't do shit. At least she got a sword out. That'll end her turn. I keep both of these, though. I'm not going to be defending anything. These Telekipenis, Kyle. 2 attacks Psylocke. And Psylocke will can't do that. I'll just take it. For 1 damage and it exhausts me. Hey, other computer, you want to fucking turn back on? Thank you. That sucks. That actually sucks real bad. Richter Erectus. Alright, attacks over here onto Britain, there's no point in defending. She's got no defense. Flip. 1 damage. We'll knock that 1 damage away. Encounter and counter. And hero, I take 2. He heals 2. Back to full health. And then this butthole. First player. I have 1 of everything, don't I? I do have 1 of everything. His upgrades are so much of a pain in the ass. Let's just get rid of it. I can overpay to get telepathy in. Or I can just use psychic meditation. Actually, don't exhaust this. You just get rid of 1 of these and you telekinesis. Or telepathy for that one. Or telekinesis over here. But to do. So I still have this. Let's attack for 4. Just sealed, so we need to do something to him. Do I want to get rid of this to ready? I would be readying. Yeah, actually, let's get rid of it. Ready, which gets rid of the +2 attack and -1 defense. Going back to this. I will then move 2 threat from main and enter turn. Oh, that's right. Those don't exist yet. Forgot she's got to go. She's got to go. There are no 2 enemies in here, so let's smack them for 1. I will then spend 1 on telekinesis, which will ready this. Actually, this was free, now that I think about it. I don't even have to spend this. No, it isn't, because it's after you exhaust it. Okay, yeah, it reduces it to 0. So this is free. Deal 1 more damage. Fucking psychic misdirections. Let's just smack for 2. End turn. Heard of 1 of these. Psychonai! And Psylocke. Oh yeah. And we flip these. 1, 2. I got everything right. Yes. Attacks. Do I defend or do I just take it? Thwart. Just take it. Doesn't hit hard. It's for 3. Knock that down. 1, 2, 3. And then if there are no counters here, we flip this. So I get this ability. Attacks. Psylocke. Don't have her defense. Do I defend? I just take it. For 3 damage as well. 1, 2, 3. Both having some fun over here. Guard tough. Surge. And this butthole. First player. Do I have 1 of everything? I do not. Well, I do. I have X-Jet. But this has to be for a player, I think. This wouldn't be that. Actually, it does work still, doesn't it? I'm going to take a damage to generate 2 of the resources from this. And then I'm going to use Psychic Misdirection to be the 3rd to get rid of this. I will take damage to deal 3 to this off of Telekinesis. I will ping the tough off of the Armored Guard. I will spend 1 to Psylocke, which readies this. Also, I did it again because this is technically 1 cheaper because I use this. So I didn't need to use a resource at all. So now I will exhaust Psylocke to deal 1 damage to the Armor Guard. I will remove 2 threat. I'll flip to use my action to get a copy of Side Blades or my Psykatana back out. Also, I use this, so my X card is -1, but it doesn't really, actually, it's 3 costs. Let's do it. Here we go. Psylocke. I can't actually play that, but I'm ignoring the rule for this because I'm just playtesting shit. I'm just having some fun. If I was playing with other people, I'd definitely be adhering to this rule, but I don't really care about it in single player. And then Psylocke will attack this guy, which also deals 1 damage to it and confuses it. Also, I need to do this. Nope, wrong counter. And that's going to end Psylocke's turn. Captain Britain. So there's currently 2 threat out there, so this would be a bit wasted. Scholar, Psylocke. So this would only make certain cards, yeah. Still go ahead and put it in play. Actually, do I want this or do I want combat training? It's combat training. I'm not the biggest fan of team building exercise, honestly. Please, thank you. I mean, I can still get it out. Psychic intrusion is not needed yet. So yeah, let's get this out. Use this to remove 1 threat from a scheme. Use her to 1, 2, 3, and end turn and phase. She gets 4, and she gets 5. 1, 2. Schemes for 2. And then attacks for question mark. I'll defend with best defense to block for 3. There's going to be no damage. I gotta love that sometimes. Well, not sometimes. Every single time that you defend for nothing. He heals 4. And discard until we get a Masters of Evil. Whiffs. All right, first player moves on to Captain Britain, who might need to flip. So we're going to use this. And this. Oh no, wait, he's got toughness. Shit ass. I don't have the resources to do both of these. Shit. Let's do this. I think I'll only still have the one upgrade in my discard pile. I'm about to flip down anyways. So +2 attack, -1 defense. Fucking toughness. He doesn't have piercing on this, right? Nope. I'll spend 1 to get the telekinesis out though. I'll flip. I will. The drawing 2 cards doesn't matter right now. Actually, that shared a thing with me, so I could have used this and kept this in my hand. That will end my turn. I would have done that before I flipped down, obviously. Oh, alter your action. Exhaust this. Spend 1. Oh, I have to spend a mental. There's my mental. And flip it. All right, over to Cannon. Canon will heal for 4. I will find a copy of Psyblades and add it to my hand. That is my hero action. Ooh, Grey Crow. I have 3 copies of fucking Psyblades in my hand. I want to play Grey Crow, but he's kind of fodder right now. 1 damage. Knock the tough off. To reduce the cost of the next card to play this turn by 1. So now we'll use X-Jet to play Psyblades. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. And confuse it. And because I played a Psionic card, it's readies. I'll then smack for 1 more, which will reduce the resource cost of the next card to play by 1. And I will use... God, I got so many fucking options here. Let's use this to pay for Psyblades to deal 4 damage. And it removes 1 threat from a scheme. Let's remove it from here. I will then take a damage to use this to remove 2 threat from a scheme and deal 2 damage to an enemy. I will then... I could do this as well. Spend these to get Grey Crow into play. Grey Crow will attack for 2. Psylocke will thwart for 2. And I still have this in my hand. I can still do this as well. That'd be pretty funny to deal 3 damage to myself in a single turn just to smack some bitches up. I'm not going to, though. Not going to do it. That will end her turn, though. I feel like I took damage for some reason that I didn't need to take. I was at 7, that's right. That is both of their turns, so 4 here. Oh man, she's going to Psyblade the hell out of them again. Oh yeah. Alright, do I keep everything in my hand right now? Yeah, let's keep it. 4. I've been thinking about making more just regular Psionic cards, but I just haven't fucking gotten around to it. Confused against Betsy attacks over here onto Psylocke. I will defend for 4. And then I will discard a copy of Psyblades to ready my identity. So, new friend. I take 2 heals too. First player. Hold on. Actually, I have to do this right. Smack him for 1. Power the Mind to Psyblades him for 4. Technically, it confuses him, but I don't really give a shit because he's about to die. This readies. And actually, Psyblades only cost 1, so let's keep this in my hand and use the X-Gens. Actually, it doesn't matter because, yeah, it kind of doesn't fucking matter. Then Katana will smack him again. Because I exhausted that, I get this for free. I will remove the last threat from this. I'll take 1 damage to use telekinesis to hit for 3. I will then discard Trained Assassin, which readies. I have to take a damage for that. Discard Trained Assassin, which readies me. I get +2 to my next attack or thwart this turn. I'll remove 4 threat. Grey Crow will attack for 2. And then I will take 1 to heal him for 2. I'll then flip down. Psylocke will then defeat herself by removing... actually, she will attack for 1 and then also hit for 1 more. So she attacks for 1, which knocks him in the next stage. This should be... He's got, what, 36? 46. And then hits for 1 and confuses. This has 4 on it. I could have done this, but that would have literally killed me. Been pretty funny to kill myself, though, just for a card. All right, over here now to Betsy, who needs to heal like a crazy mofo. 1, 2, 3. Speaking of which, speaking of crazy, 10 max health. 11 max health. Did I forget to give her +3 hit points from getting this into play, by the way? I think I did. So she should actually have that. I can discard a Psionic to draw 2. Well, it's not going to be Scimitar because Scimitar is awesome. Let's discard Psychic Assault to draw 2. How many other worlds do I have? 1. I can reduce it again. That's 1, 2 to the Braddock Lighthouse. Draw 2, and then I get to discard 1. Restricted. Does she have other restricteds that I need to worry about? This isn't restricted. No, it's permanent. This is restricted. So let's discard. And telekinesis does do a lot of damage, but don't really need it right now. Let's side holster so I can hold another restricted. I will spend both of these to Starlight Sword. This is reduced by 1 for each other world card I have, which is currently 2. Other world on the other side, nope. And then I will flip. I don't have anything I want to do here. No, I did that already. Spend 1 resource of any type to get a Sonic upgrade and put it into play. Okay, I'll discard this to put this into play. It's discarded. That's free. That's how that works. Yeah, that's extremely strong then. So I'm currently running She starts off with 2 attack, right? Oh, let me do something there. She does start off with what attack? 1 attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just making sure. I have this. Don't have any resources to spend. That uses her turn. Ends her turn. She gets 5. Played with a lot of fire with Psylocke, so let's see what happens here. Will she die? 1, 2, 3. Tries to scheme but is confused. Attacks Captain Britain. Currently has 0 defense. I do have this, which will get me 2 defense and -1 off my attack, though. I can defend for 5. Yeah, let's defend for 5. Which is good because I would have taken 6. I do take 6. I lose 1. I'll discard this to ready myself, which drops me 2 here and gives me 1 there. Encounters. Surges. Please, game. When revealed, search your collection and set aside area for an elite minion and put it into play and engage with you. This minion gains scarred and cannot be damaged by characters other than Captain Britain. Alright, well let's look at elite minions real quick. I just grabbed Belladonna just because she's nice and simple. Only has 5 hit points. Or crossbones. Yeah, let's just grab crossbones. When something makes me search my collection, I die a little bit inside. Please load in. What is happening? What is happening right now? I'm going to have this problem if I try with Gambit as well. Thank you. So do get quick strikes. Only takes the minion, right? All right, and over here. Jesus, what a turn. All right, so we actually get to see this. It's not the Nemesis minion. It's Morgan Le Fay. 1, 2, 3, 4. gonna say anything right now. This collects. I'm just gonna attach that to him. And this, so she's the only one who can attack this guy. Fantastic. That's quacktastic. So what I can do is I have to discard a card to get a sign I can put into play. So let's just discard this to put this into play. I'm now back up to 5 and 0. I'm just going to kill Crossbones. And it stays in the game, I guess. And this is discarded. I will then discard this to Reading. I will then spend 1 to get the shield out. Let the shield out. Let's get that. I don't have. Also, did I play Sonic? No. Shit. Well, yeah, after you ready your main hero, place 1 threat in the main scheme. Okay, I didn't know that. Let's do 2 damage to Morgan then. It is steady. I cannot Scimitar right now because I need to play other Psionic. Well, I can deal 1 damage to an enemy because an upgrade I play plus left play. She's psionic, so I could technically play her. No, I can't technically play her at all. Also, I forgot that I have this counter right here. Oh, well. That ends her turn because she ain't got shit else to do, does she? Nope. Nope, not at all. All right. Cannon's going to heal for 4. I'm going to find a copy of Psyblades. Add to my hand. I'm going to spend... I have to be flipped up to use this. Let me deal 2 to Morgan. I will flip. I will smack this bitch up for 1. This is the cost of the next card to play this turn by 1. We will use this then to get my butterfly. So I get +1 thwart now. Which readies this. I'll then smack him for 1 more. I'll then use this and the -1 from using that to Psyblades for 4 damage onto the villain. And confuse him. Actually, let's not use Psyblades. Let's use Sonic Assault to hit him for 3 instead of 4, because that will confuse him. And then I get to spend both of these to Psyblades for 4. And then I'll knock 1 off of, what does this do? It's really the one phase of she's not. Otherwise, give her wrong. Put her in her play engaged the first play. So no matter what, she's going to come back into play, which will be kind of fucking annoying. To get that, I can take a damage to get this going. Yeah, screw it. Let's take a damage to get this. Deal 2 damage. Remove 2 threats. Also, because I used a Sonic card to play with that, I can get rid of this completely. Or paid for a Sonic card with that, it removes 1 threat. What to do? Anything else? I can take a damage to smack something for 3. But do I want to? Not with 3 health. Or, yeah, 4 health and 2 defense. I think I'm going to end her turn there. Draw 3. this. 1 and counter. 1 and 1. Okay. We've got all these cards now. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's decked out. What am I doing? He should have an acceleration. 4, which pushes us to the next phase. Discard until we get a minion and put in a play, engage with the first player, which is currently Betsy. Site 1, which will happen when I flip this. 16. All right. Attacks Betsy for a base of 1. I have 3 defense. I will defend without blocking for 3. So this is 5 damage, and then reduce it by 1, so just 1 damage. And this guy attacks me for 1, which I'll take. And then attacks over here onto Psylocke. She will block with 1, 2, block for 4. So this does 2 damage regular, and I get this guy. I will discard this to ready, and I get it smacked for 1. And then encounters. Hero form, Claw attacks me. 4. I wonder if this is one of the cards from her deck. She will defend for 3. So 2 damage. And discard a card at random from her hand. So she takes no damage. Figures. Really figures right there. I'll discard this to ready. Which drops me 2 there and puts that back up by 1. I just have to exhaust. The villain attacks me. Well, that is not good. I have to defend for a 2. And I take no damage, but he gets tough. All right, this is not looking great right now for our plucky heroes. Let's see something real quick. I need to look up something here right quick. Works. I need to flip both of them face down, really. Let me smack for 1. Next card is -1, so let's get Devin D'Angelo in for free. Then I will Psychic Kicker onto Gray Crow. Gray Crow will remove 2 threat from this. I will deal 1 damage to myself to heal him by 2. Actually, I didn't even need to do that. I could have used, because I'm not playing magic. I don't think. Actually, I can play magic. So yeah, let's use my damage, my ability to heal him. My next card is minus, or hold on, this readies this because I didn't play Sonic card, did I? So I don't actually get to ready. Oh, I did. I played Psychic Kicker. Psychotana to finish this guy off. You will discard the top 5 cards of her deck, which is just 1 card that she can't play anyways because some cards already out. Do I ignore the rule for that though? I get one of these, and then now I have this, and the -1 from Psychic Kicker still to do this, or from the Psychotana that I just used to do this. Don't have any resources to help her out with. I mean, I can hurt myself, but it's not a hero action. So I can't actually use her ability, but that's fine. She will attack and defeat. Almost threw him away. The weapons runner. I got a flip. I will find a copy of Psyblades and add it to my hand. And after I use Weapon of the Hand, I could do that, but I don't have any cards in my discard pile. That will end her turn. All right, not a lot of threat removing right now. All right, so let's use this to play Psychic Renewal to discard Telekinesis. I ready my identity. I get +1 to everything. Until the end of the round. All right. Also just played a Sonic card, so I use this to deal 2 damage and knock his tough off. I will then remove the threat from this to deal 10 damage to him. I will then use my ability to spend the 1 resource. Oh, did I lose? Also, I lost one of those, so I deal 1 damage to an enemy. So that would have knocked the tough off. Then he would have been dealt the 2 damage. Or no, that he already lost it because of something she did, right? I'm lost. I think he's there. I'm lost. I'm keeping a track of a lot of things here. Got a lot of dogs in the fire stand animal. Do I get rid of something to... I do have a Sonic upgrade in here. I can get my shield back. Cost of Rachel. Yep, at the cost of Rachel. I'll spend a resource to get the shield back. Also, that should have been me right there. All right, so I get +2, -1. What the fuck is my attack at right now? Hold on. Losing math somewhere. So I start the game as 2/1/1, right? Of getting +2 attack. Not getting plus thwart from anything. And then I'm getting this and losing this. That is what I am right now. Do I flip her? No, because I've already got her flipped. She's got 3 defense anyway. She's fine. She is fine. And she also has +1 to everything because of the card she played. End her turn. End their turns. Jesus Christ, that's a fucking hand. that's a hand and a half. All right. 1, 2, 3. Schemes, but is confused. Attacks Captain Britain, who will defend for a base of 4. 5 damage. So 1 goes through. And then I will discard this to, or no, actually none goes through. There's this right here. Then I discard this to right here. Oh shit, I had this. Yeah, let's get this up. Yeah. And then, yeah, I'll use this instead for a Sonic upgrade and put it into play. Do I have a Sonic upgrade? Telecopenis, Kyle. It's just going to get discarded. As soon as I get a way to discard it. Oh, look, I have a way to discard it. All right. Little scuffed the last 5 minutes, but I think all the math is working. This and this. Alter Ego surges. Building schemes for 2, 3. Melter. Over here. All right. This is honestly useless because this is the only support I think I've seen. So these are the only ones. Yeah, this is useless. All right. We're going to use build support. Let's team building exercise to also lose one off with all these. But they don't matter because I'm getting rid of this one to get them all back. And because I discarded a card, this happens, and I played a Sonic card, so this happens. I will then remove 3 threat, discard to ready, and deal 1 damage to him. And then I'll attack for 5. I will then spend these 2 to Cybo attack for 4 damage. I will then... Will she be removing threats? No, not really. She can remove 3 threats at best. Plus the whatever they can get from them, so like 5 threat. So let's heal her. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, she has 11 hit points, not 10. Let's get her a copy of Psyblades. Let's flip her. Let's smack Melter for 1. Let's use magic to remove this. Let's have Grey Crow remove 1. Let me then... Also, my next card is -1. So... I put Telepathy into play, which is a Psionic, which will ready this. And I'll smack him for 1. Next card is -1. I will then use Sonic Butterfly to pay for Psyblades to deal 4 damage. and confuse them. And because I use this to pay for a Sonic, I remove 1 threat from a scheme. I will then spend 2 on Psyblades. It's already confused, so we remove 1 threat from there. I will then use this to this 1, 2, 3, 4. I will then, I don't have, let's take 1 damage. 2, oh, I don't know, I'm discarding it. I'm thinking about her now. 3 damage. All right. Oh, all right. There's a little bit of bump and run there for a minute, but I'm fine. We're fine. We're good. How do I feel about my Psylocke still? I think she's still awesome. I have a lot of fun with her. She's a fun character. There's part of me that wants to give her more ways to get hit points. I might have to put an endurance in her precon. Now that I think about it, what the fuck? Never got aggressive conditioning, like ever? Anyways, yeah, she's fucking fun to play. Using getting this because the reason I made her made this ability the way it is wasn't because of anything I wanted to do with her deck. I had never ever in my life found a reason to use telekinesis and telepathy ever. They just weren't worth it. So I made a character with an ability so I could run these, and then I built a deck around that. She works. She's awesome though. She's fun to play. All right, let's go over Captain Britain. I'm going to do something that normally Havoc does, but I think it's a good idea. This is the part right here where I'm going to offer like critique for the deck. If you do not want to see critique on somebody else's deck, or your own, if this is Skelly watching this, I forgot your name. Sorry about that. I'm not great at remembering names. Don't take it personal. When you spend 5 years of your life next to explosions, you see how many things you can remember. Like a penis. This. A lot of cards in here. A lot of different cards, I should say. Edit, psychic intrusion. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do this. Let's grab her resources as well. All right. Where's your energy? Here. All right. So first thing I want to point out, this is just like general etiquette for putting stuff on TTS. Name your cards, please. You don't have a deck that requires searching for any specific card, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But generally speaking, you want to name your cards on Tabletop Simulator. It's kind of a polite thing to do. All right. That being said, let's move on to some other things. There are a lot of images that need to be cleaned up a little bit. This is blurry looking. This one's actually great looking. That's great. That's great. This one looks fine. It also looks blurry for some reason. Not the text, the picture. It's maybe not a lot, but a few. Is that even her holding that, or is that the old Captain Britain holding that? Because that's an old image. At least it looks like it's old. I don't know. Her hero alter ego, they look blurry, but it might just be the game, or the game. The graininess of the art itself. I don't know why I'm doing this when I can search and find the cards that aren't named. 2, 3, 4. This and this. Oh yeah, another thing. If you notice, some of your cards have lightish orange backs and some of them have dark orange. That's because before I started the stream, I changed the coloring for this and then this, because accidentally grabbed this as the obligation when it wasn't the obligation. You've got too harsh a color on the back. These are very easy to spot out when they're in the deck. Just to let you know. Aesthetically, Morgan Le Fay looks awful. And so does Defend the Multiverse. They both kind of look bad. Also, Multiverse should be capitalized. Image on that is fine. The image on this is not great. I don't know if it was... yeah, just not great. She also looks cross-eyed as shit in that picture. Actually, is she looking... It's one of those things where her irises are on the outside, or I mean, her pupils on the outside, or are they on the inside? I can't tell. The image on this isn't great. Image on this is fine. So yeah, these four are definitely struggling with their image. This image, I guess it's fine. It looks grainy, but at the same time, it looks like an artistic thing. Same with this one. It looks, I don't know. I think there's probably better pictures, honestly, for both of these. The color scheme's great. Headshot is fine. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like better ones, but at the same time, it's not the biggest deal. Abilities. Just kind of. So at first, I didn't like the way how these abilities worked, but they're honestly, they work fine, I guess. It's a lot to keep, kind of a lot to keep track of, but at the same time, I don't mind that because I enjoy playing upgrade-based heroes, so I have to keep a track of a lot. Also, these images aren't great. These are the other ones that I kind of had an issue with. That's why I pulled them out. Normally, I don't pull out themed resources, but yeah, those images aren't great. Is that my hand? Not to her stuff. It says over here. But looking at it, it works. Does this proc on hero only? Where's your forecaster? The response again. So he wouldn't get the bonus off of that. Her hero ability is strong. It's probably fine in her context because she is not overpowered by any sense, but it is strong to get Scimitar in play for spending a resource. That is a pretty strong thing. Scimitar is a very strong card anyways, especially for the silent characters who can use it. But yeah, it's strong. Also, this is kind of a weird thing. I don't know how to if this actually needs fixing. So normally when you have a two-sided upgrade, you have to indicate which side is face up. Now, the text is telling you to put Amulet of the Right into play. So the implication is that Amulet of the Right goes into play. So I honestly don't think it needs to be fixed, because normally two-sided upgrades share common wording somewhere. And then the setup would tell you to put your blank upgrade into play, Amulet of Right's side up, or side face up. But these don't share any commonality between them. I guess she uses the Amulet of Right to give her the costume. Not overly familiar with Betsy Braddock as Captain Britain. I'm more familiar with her as Psylocke. So I imagine that's just what's happening, is she's got to use this to do that, like the way that... Actually, no, the White Tiger Amulet doesn't disappear when Ayala turns into... or Ava Ayala turns into White Tiger, doesn't. It actually stays around her neck. No, it stays around her neck. No, that's a chain to keep the suit up. I don't know. I don't think I'm not sure the game has a two-sided upgrade that doesn't have some commonality on each side. So there might need to be a commonality. But there might not. I don't know. That's something that somebody who knows the game ruling in and out might be able to help you with, if there needs to be something. By commonality, I mean, if you look at somebody like Vision, he's got his intangible and solid form. They are both mass forms. So when he does a setup, he says, put your mass form upgrade into play I think it starts with intangibles side up or face up. What do I think about this card though? Honestly, I wish I kept it on this side more often. The free threat removal is always great. I almost feel like she's got an aggression precon. I feel like she'd be better in protection because you can play keep her with defense, especially with the fact that she can declare herself as a defender without exhausting herself with a couple of her cards. I almost want to play her defense and then never flip this and just keep it for a permanent threat removal. I probably honestly should have done that when I play tested it this time. Is just never use the -1 damage reduction. Just use this as free threat removal the entire game. Because of that, this is actually kind of, I wouldn't say it's overpowered. It's certainly strong. Actually, now that I look at it as a threat removal engine and not to do this, that's an extremely good card now. It gives her, she goes into a 3 threat removal character. Those are base stats, by the way. Starlight Sword. Actually, this card is awesome. I said before that I kind of like gleaned through her deck, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't playing something that was going to be complete garbage. This is an awesome card for this deck. I'm still not the biggest fan of losing my own upgrades, but at the same time, she doesn't have much use for things like telekinesis and telepathy. Well, the basic aspect telepathy. She doesn't need those, so they're perfect cards for her to get rid of and then get back into play with this. Badsy Braddock Lighthouse. This is essentially Tony Stark's AI, or what's the other one? There's another. It's just one of those. The biggest thing that I got out of it was reducing the cost of this by an additional one. She does not have a lot of otherworld cards. I think you've kind of like pigeonholed yourself a little bit with that, with this card at least, is cards that usually have that text of reduce this card by 1 for each other of a certain type that you control. Those are things that are usually better supported than the 2 otherworld cards that you control. So this is one of those instances where I'd say you might be able to expand out on this a little bit, make some aspect cards to help out with the, not just to help out with the paying for a Starlight Sword. Why is this card named? Why are these 2 named? Why are these? So some are named and some are not. Interesting. Okay. I just noticed that. That's weird. It's a good card though. It's perfectly fine. It's not overpowered. It's not. I wouldn't even say it's strong because you're barely ever an alter ego. It's just a good card though. We'll save the Psy Shield and Psy Bleed for later. Psychic Renewal. At first, I didn't think I was gonna like this card. Once you have this out, I'm saying a lot. You're gonna have to excuse me. I say a lot. I'd say I go immediately into saying this card is good. I appreciated this card once I got Starlight Sword into play. Before then, I don't think I would have ever played this card. I would have had to have telekinesis or telepathy in play because I don't want to discard her actual psionic upgrades to pay for this. These are better off as stat boosters and readying cards than they are for discarding them for this. That being said, this is still a relatively strong card, but it has the extra cost of discarding a psionic upgrade. So it's perfectly fine. Defend the other world. This right here is extremely strong. You get a psionic upgrade and put it into play for free. Which means that if this right here was in my discard pile, and I declare myself as the defender. I don't exhaust myself. And I get this as part of the text. I immediately get additional 2 defense. This is an extremely strong card. It is a free play for a Sonic upgrade. Also, you can get Scimitar. Let's see. Rachel Summers, I didn't find the value of her. I feel like she falls below what we normally look for in hero-specific allies. She's a 3/2/2 with 2 health. And she gets you an ally and upgrade, not into play, like this does for free, but into your hand only. That ability on its own is fine if you're like running a leadership deck or something. But the upgrade part is useless when you got this that gets you Sonic upgrades. You got this that gets you Sonic upgrades. Her getting you an upgrade doesn't mean a goddamn thing. It's not useful. So she's just underwhelming. I valued her as the wild resource she is. This right here, this might not need to be discarded for any reason whatsoever, honestly. You have a limiter on it that says it can only be used once per card. I'm trying to think. If you're going to make it discard, because it will run the engine, run with Starlit Sword, you can up the psi counters on this. It's already limited in the fact that it can only play Sonic cards, so it can't play everything. You can up the counters on this potentially, not much. Like I'd say, if you went to 5, you'd be making this a stronger card. Right now, it's not much of anything. Also, for some reason, I was never able to get it back into play. It just was not something that ever came up. I'll go to these 2 side blades. I shield are perfectly fine. I don't find them overly valuable. I find them more valuable for the readying. I do think they're nifty mechanics, though. That being said, I don't think they're strong in any way. They're just kind of good cards. And telekinesis, for starters, this should probably be renamed to something. It just needs to be renamed to something because there's already a telekinesis in the FFG. In FFG, there is a telekinesis. So it being named telekinesis probably shouldn't be what it is. Not for what it is doing, which is potentially 10 damage for 3 resources. I didn't play this at all this game. I didn't play Psychic Intrusion either, for that matter. Is that what the other card is? Now that I'm thinking about it, isn't this Psychic Intrusion? Psychic Manipulation. Just when there was an intrusion card. This is Psychic or Mental Kicker. It's not this, is it? Psy-Flail and Psychic Misdirection. Okay. This can probably knock one more off the base. Because if you don't have anything, this is a useless aspect card. If you don't have any psionic upgrades to exhaust, this is just an aspect card. And not a good one. I would not include in my deck a 2 for 3 threat removal as an aspect card. This is just an aspect card and not a good one unless you have psionic. This could probably be bumped up with how much base threat it removes. This is honestly the only card in here that I'd say feels useless right now. At its best, it is removing 2 for 5, which is strong, but it still requires the cost of you having sonic upgrades to exhaust. You might not have sonic upgrades to exhaust. This could easily be 2 for 4 would make it more playable. 2 for 5 would probably make it overpowered. So you'd probably have to go 2 for 4 and maybe do the same thing where you exhaust 3 Sonic to make it stronger. Instead of just stat capping it at 2, you can make it 3. That way you can kind of make up for some of that extra threat removal that you'd be losing out on. Telekinesis is an extremely strong card. It is extremely expensive. I didn't play it a single time because I didn't value it in this team comp because Psylocke and Captain Britain do enough damage to where I didn't really care about having potentially 10 damage. Also, I drew both of these before I had any of her Sonic upgrades. Actually, I might have had one out. And it was not worth playing either time. I was able to defeat Claw pretty quickly, so it didn't really, it just really didn't fucking matter. It's a good card. I wouldn't say it's overpowered because it requires you to have Sonic upgrades to really take it to the next stage, but yeah. That's where I stand on it. That's where I stand on Captain Britain. That is my review of Captain Britain. Possibly overpowered, strong cards that are probably fine. Okay cards. This one might actually be a little bit down here. And then cards that are just meh right now. And then, oh, another thing. Before I forget, was this? I forgot where they were. Where were they? Are they on both of these upgrades? Yes. These upgrades right here. Those are the only ones, right? Yep. Heroes, friendly characters do not activate. They don't. Is it basic action? You have to use a basic action, right? After you use a basic power, excuse me. You can write after you use a basic power. We do not activate, only enemies activate. So Side Blade, Side Shield need to be basic powers. No, that's the note I had on those two. I noticed this before I started playing it, and then when I got one of these early in the game, I was like, hold on, I need to talk about it later. Yeah, these are basic powers, not basic activations. Anyways, that's going to wrap up my stream. It has been 20 minutes of talking about the character, so yeah, that's a good place to stop. With that being said, have a good morning /day/night, wherever it may be. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe. Keep it friendly in there, all that fun stuff. If you want to check out more custom content, you can go to the Discord channel that I'll have a link to in the description below. One of these days, my YouTube channel will get verified. They certainly haven't sent me anything yet, so we'll see what happens with that. That way I can include actual links instead of just the URLs. If you want to check out more custom content by Skelly, he's a new creator. I think he only has this, and I think I saw something that said Hulk on his table. So it looks like we're getting a Hulk as well. I also have content that you can check out on our custom Discord channel. There are also a ton of amazing, far better creators than myself that have content out there. But yeah, with that being said, take it easy. Ciao.